Hello there, welcome to Parenting Hacks with Dr. Yanina. And in this week's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you the items and containers that kids are using nowadays to hide their drugs in plain sight. Hi there, welcome back. As always, I'm grateful to you for watching this week's episode. And as you know, in this show, I share one or two practical tips or ideas or hacks, as I call them, to help you raise, communicate, and have healthier and stronger relationships with your preteen or teen. And in this week's episode, I'm going to be talking about the items or containers that kids are using to hide their drugs. And these are items that we have and we use every day. And little do we know that these are the items that our kids might be hiding their drugs without us not knowing about it. But before I show you, I get into those items that I would like to for you to be aware of, I just want to say that oftentimes, we assume or we have this idea where we think that kids that are using drugs, they either come from bad families, bad neighborhoods, or maybe we as parents made a mistake. We as parents are not doing our job right, perhaps. And there's a lot of guilt involved in when it comes to finding out that your son or daughter is using drugs. And one thing I want to say is that might be true, that some kids that come from bad families might end up using drugs. But the reality is, and in my experience, is that there are kids from amazing families, awesome, outstanding parents that for one reason or another decide to use drugs. And it's not really a reflection of their parents' parenting skills or ability to raise their children, but it is about the child making a decision for herself or himself. And oftentimes kids try drugs for many reasons. Sometimes it's because of peer pressure. Other times it's because they are having some stress and anxiety that they're not sure how to handle, and they are not sure how to tell other people. And maybe someone offered them to use the drug just to relax, and so they can get those problems out of their mind, and they use a little bit, and then they find that experience satisfying, and they want to do it again, and they want to do it more and get more and more and more. And again, it doesn't mean that these kids came from a family that was parents that were negligent or whatever. No, they can come from wonderful families of parents who really care for them and have done an amazing job. But because of circumstances and, perhaps being convinced by peers that our kids might made the wrong decision. But the good news about this is that it's never too late to help our children. And the sooner and faster we find out that our kids are using drugs and we take action and we find help for them, the higher the probability that they will be able to overcome this situation and have a successful life. So if this is something that is hitting home, I hear you, and I'm here to share with you some things that you might want to be aware of if you are kind of having this gut feeling that maybe your kid might be using drugs. You're seeing that maybe that your child is behaving differently. You know your child very well, but you're seeing that he or she is hiding a little bit. Things are disappearing in the house. You see them that they're kind of like slow, tired, red eyes, sleeping longer hours. You're seeing mood swings, irritation. You're seeing all these different behaviors that are escalating and are getting worse and more intense. And again, like I said, inside of you have this gut feeling that something is happening. Before you make an assumption, before you say, hey, are you using drugs? And we know that if we go that direct, things might not go the way we want them to be. We want to have, as I call, some type of evidence before we take that step in to face the situation. And evidence, if your child is using drugs, evidence is all over the house. It's just that it's hidden very nicely. And unfortunately, it's very easy for our kids to find containers and items to hide the drugs in plain sight without right under our nose and without us suspecting that that might be a place or an item that they're using to hide it. So I'm going to go over quite common items and that kids are using nowadays. I'm going to share them with you, and I'm going to share with you how easy it is for them to find them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch here my screen. I'm going to show you my screen over here, and hopefully you're able to see this in here right now. And as you see, you can just Google it. It's as simple as Googling. So I'm going to start with the Google search here. So I put here in Google, the bar here, the search bar, I put drug hiding containers. And look at all the different containers that came up. From Crayolas, right? Look, soda cans are very, very common. Look at this capsule here, this necklace, and you can use to hide it. Lighters, coffee cups, you can use them. Deodorant bottles, they just have, you can open them up at the bottom of it and you will see them. Bottles, water bottles, pop bottles, they have a secret container that you can open it up at the bottom and it looks that it's full, that it's brand new, but in reality, it's just a diversion and they can hide their drugs in there. Chapsticks, Pringles, pop again here, Oreo, look at this one, this bottle in here, pop cans, look at these watches, even watches that you can use. Deodorant, super easy. Look at this lint remover. You just remove the lid in here and you can stash it in there. Products, look at all these products that you can use. Tampons, you can use. Makeup like lipstick, and I'll show you later. WD-40, look at all these different things. And I really encourage you, Mentos, I really encourage you to start Googling these things. Educated parents are always ahead of the game, and I need you to educate yourself and do your research and find out all the different items that they can use. Highlighters, super easy. They remove the center part of it and they can stick it, or they can just buy them empty like this one. Look, also books, they come, books that you can just, they have like an empty space, a hole in the book, and they can stack it in there and leave it in there, or they can make their own, books that they have been having since childhood, and they don't want you to suspect that, maybe they're not readers and they're not into buying books, and they don't want you to suspect it, so they might use all books, cut the hole inside the book and hide it in there. Here, water bottles, those are quite common. So take a look at that. Here, I went to this online store and I just put in here stash drugs containers. And again, look at how easy it is to just order one, a deodorant, chapsticks. Look at a vase, a flower vase right there. Look at how simple it looks, cute, but little do you know that they're hiding drugs in there. Frames, and as you saw, deodorants, brushes, that's super common. And look at all the different things in here that they sell out there, and they're so easy. Batteries, look at how easy it is for them to get their these containers. Another search that I did is hide drugs water bottle. And look, it came like all these different water bottles that they have water in it. They look brand new. But in reality, they have a diversion stash in their container that they can stick their drugs in there. Look at all the different items. Lipstick is quite common too. So take it, keep an eye on that lipstick. You can open it up and they can stack it in there. And they're containers. They look like lipsticks. They're not really lipsticks. They're containers. And another thing you can type in there, hide drugs containers, and they will come up. Look at all the different ones. And like I show you, you can Google it and you will see the different ones. And it's very interesting. And one thing I want you to know, that there are test kits out there that you can, the drug test kits out there that you can use once you you find these things, and maybe for maintenance, to keep an eye on them. They're everywhere in pharmacy and convenience stores. You can just Google it too, and you will see all the different stores out there that that have these type of drugs. But it's very, very important that you really you stay ahead of the game. You educate yourself of all these different. I have a list here of other things that you might want to take a look at that the kids can be hiding their drugs inside. I mentioned the drink cans, the makeup, teddy bears. They can cut a slit on the side and they can put the drugs inside a Ziploc bag, the tiny ones. I mean, they can buy those bags anywhere. They're coming from tiny ones that they can fit in the highlighter or the lipstick to bigger ones that they can put in teddy bears or those protein powders. They can stick it inside there. Another place that you will be surprised that they might hide the drugs is in toilets. I'm not kidding you. Remove the toilet lid and you will see they can put it out there, whether they put it in a floating bowl or, again, Ziploc. Good Ziploc bags can be hidden there. So check out the toilet. Also vents. You might want to check the vents, pulling them out. They stick it in there. Also light switch, electrical outlets. It happens. Balls, they can cut a slit on the side and stick it in there. Also, take a look at power strips. There are power strips that are out there that they are kind of like a box, and it has a light and everything. And it looks like it's the light that it's on, but then you open it up and it has a container, like a space in there for them to put their drugs. Suntan lotions. Also, sneakers, usually put them under the sole, so they will just hide it under the sole, so you kind of look at the shoe and nothing comes out, but if you remove the sole, you will see that it comes out. Like caps, baseball caps, they have those little pockets in the back, or they can just make a pocket in the back and stick it, hide it in there. Backpack straps, they can cut a slit on the side and they can just stick it in there. As I said, books, they can kind of make a hole inside the book. The markers, the highlighters, as I mentioned to you, posters, mattress, in the mattress, under the mattress, on the side of the mattress, the part that faces the wall, that is in the back, that is hard for you to kind of like check. Look at all these different things. And the truth is, Mom, that there are other items. That's why I really need you to Google and get informed and get educated about all these different items. And unfortunately, it's very easy for these kids to find these items as I show you, and even YouTube. If you Google YouTube, if you type YouTube, how to hide drugs from my parents, you will see tons of tutorial videos out there available to our kids that teach them how to hide their drugs. So check out those videos, watch them, so you can be ahead of the game all the time. And if this is hitting you home, I feel you. I really get it. And as I said at the beginning of the show, the beauty is that it's never too late to help our children. So check these items, be ahead of the game, pay close attention to those signs of drug use. And then I want you to, if you're suspecting that your teen is using drugs, I want you to seek help. And don't come across as, hey, I found this, where is this from? You have to stay calm. You have to just present yourself in a concerning fashion. And, make sure that you stay in control, that your voice is always calm, that you're in a calm demeanor, and let them know that you love them. Let them know that there's nothing here that will stop you from loving them, and that you don't, just because you don't approve of what they're doing doesn't mean that you don't love them, that you want to team up with them to seek help and go through this healing process together, that you will be there for them. And, just have just stay cool. Don't lose your cool. It's very, very important. And let them know that things will be better, that now things can get better, but it's their choice. They need to want to be better. So this week's parenting hacks, just to wrap it up, the parenting hack is to learn where kids are hiding drugs. Just become educated, stay informed, watch those videos, Google, do your homework. And, if you need to inspect your kid's room and the house, do it. It's okay. It's okay to do that. You're doing this for the sake of your child. And I just wish you the best. And I really believe that if your child puts his or her mind to heal and get better, it's going to happen. So take action, mom. Don't feel defeated. Don't feel guilty, because sometimes it just happens. It's not necessarily a reflection of you as a mother. So what I really want you to consider is to, instead of feeling guilty and using that energy and time to feel guilty and have that that inner punishment, use that energy to seek help for your child, because you need that energy to do that. So this is what I have for you this week. I will see you in my next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye.